can see how the signals are turned not facing the railroad right-of-way now, and down there as well. But this is the location of a big junction in days gone by. That little shack there is a control point here for the switch. Years ago, this is where the Mass Central line diverted off and headed east off to Boston. And this is exactly where Calvin Coolidge used to hop on the train here, get them on board, and off they went. But in later years, you know, this branch is gone. The branch that went across Route 5 right here, actually just a few hundred feet south of us, and it went off to Williamsburg. The New Haven Railroad had a parallel track that is now the trail. The Boston and Maine Railroad is still active, where the new passenger train goes through. That's why this ugly fence is here. The interesting thing is also where Stop and Shop is. That's where the New Haven Railroad had an engine servicing facility and everything there, and it was a pretty big and booming place. On this side of the Route 5 was the Boston and Maine Railroad yard. Up until right after World War II, then these facilities downsized dramatically. The two bridges off to the side, those are the Boston and Maine Railroad bridges. Nearest to us is active. The one farthest away from us is inactive, and it's sort of like a target for trucks that are too tall, and so if they hit that, it stops them from damaging the railroad bridge because it's 10 feet away. This was actually built in two sections in Minnesota, trucked across the country, and they hoisted the two sections in place and bolted them together and then put them in on their new abutments. The interesting thing here is if you go underneath, if you're walking in downtown Northampton, you'll see that this bicycle pedestrian bridge does not touch the railroad abutments. So the railroad held their hat to try to fight the trail with the premise that we own the abutments and we're not letting you put that new bridge on our abutments. So that means this is a little bit longer than it had to be on fresh abutments that don't touch the railroad's abutments, plunked onto that. Stainless steel murals done by a local artist, sculptor, metal sculptor, Sam Ostroff, and these are beautiful. Kathy and I helped fund this. Beautiful from the street side, especially at night. And the poodle on here is actually Sam's dog. It's his wife walking the dog. Coming up ahead is Union Station. Had nothing to do with the Union Army in the Civil War. Had everything to do with two railroads coming together. We're on the New Haven Railroad's Canal Division here. The other side is the Boston and Maine Railroad. They came together at Union Station here. This path will be open all the way to New Haven, Connecticut in about 4 more years. We just crossed over Route 5, and there used to be a railroad bridge over Route 5 right there in Pleasant Street, downtown Northampton. That was taken out in 1969, as was the other one further north on King Street. This section here is kind of interesting. It's raised up because the Mill River was actually off to the side of the trail here. This is where the Mill River used to go and was diverted away from downtown Northampton after it flooded a couple of times in the 30s, and they said that's it. Corps of Engineers came in and diverted the river, but there was development in here. Whole facility here where the parking lot is used to be a railroad yard. It used to be the headquarters for the coal company that was based here. And there were several tracks, and coal cars would come in where they would turn coal into gas. Up until the 1930s that operated, and this is actually a brownfield, of course. The river came through here, so that was where the river used to be. It's very attractive place to live, partially because of its proximity to the rail trail. This power plant feeds steam to Smith College. The reason they truncated the line and abandoned this section is because the Smith College power plant, the state hospital, and the Leeds Medical Center all switched to oil or gas in 1969, and the railroad was no longer needed. Now this was 3 generators in here that were gas-fired probably 6 years ago. Just before they built out the path, they switched out generators at Smith College, and they actually put in one contemporary gas-fired generator and 2 that are powered with used vegetable oil. And so sometimes when you come here, it smells like French fries. The Mill River used to come in downtown Northampton through here, and you can see how it's been diverted off to the south here, joining up with the Manhan River over by the Oxbow. This is where the diversion would go back in to downtown Northampton someday for a water feature. The dike also has the gas pipeline in there to feed this neighborhood and the power plant. But the plan would be someday to get across here and then off to one of the side streets off of South Street. They really love the path, and I know there would be a lot of support at large for that connection. It wouldn't be easy, it'd have to be negotiated with the gas company, but in fact they've built one like this in New Jersey where they own the rail trail and put a gas pipeline in, and they built the trail. They want to have eyes on their pipeline, and so they like that.